Pseudo-truth. The stark business picture of Nutrilite might be the ordinary and expected fate of a startup vitamin company a few decades earlier. But by this date, in booming Southern California, and after vitamin mania made such headway into American culture, it cannot be attributed only to market conditions or public awareness. This period, the years Renberg returned from China and into the mid-1940s, is described by health writer Catherine Price as, quote, arguably the most exciting time vitamins had ever known. By the end of World War II, the vitamin and supplement market was broadly established and ubiquitously promoted. Vitamins made by the Watkins Company, a marketer of various health remedies, were supplied to U.S. soldiers during the war. Miles Laboratory, now part of Bayer, introduced the One-A-Day brand in the early 1940s that was offered in retail stores nationwide. Ads for vitamins were in all major newspapers and magazines. Vitamins were even sold door-to-door, as Forrest C. Shackley, later founder of the Shackley Corporation, had done decades before. As Catherine Price's history and analysis argues, the mania for vitamins in Renberg's time and today is largely a result of advertising, public relations, marketing, and salesmanship. What scientists had discovered, advertisers and marketers remade into their own image, creating a mythic commodity that barely resembled the nutritional component of the laboratory. Commercially promoted vitamins and supplements, offered as pills, tablets, and liquids, are arguably the perfect product for advertising. Unsurpassed in suitability for what anthropologist Jules Henry called advertising's, quote, pseudo-truth and pecuniary logic. Quote, pseudo-truth in advertising, Henry wrote, is a false statement made as if it were true, but not intended to be believed literally. No proof is offered, nor required. Quote, proof is that it sells merchandise. If it does not, it is false. Informing people that the normal diet of the times made taking vitamin supplements unnecessary became false because it does not boost sales. Stating that vitamin pills provide energy, which is impossible as they contain no calories, and boost immunity, for which there was no evidence, became pseudo-truth because it does lead to sales. Pecuniary logic, Jules Henry explained, employs pseudo-truths, quote, to prove something that is not true or real for commercial purposes. Thus, giving children vitamin pills once a day to ward off devastating diseases that are unrelated to diet becomes perfectly logical and reasonable to millions of people. As Henry explained, people not in the habit of critical thinking commonly use pseudo-logic in everyday life. For the general public, the facts about vitamins are either unknown or misunderstood, or, in their absence, vitamins are treated as invisible and near mystical life forces. Millions of people who take them daily do not know the difference between a vitamin and a mineral. Their value when taken in pill form for people with normal diets in America is a matter of faith, not evidence. The spikes and dips in popularity of certain vitamins over others, such as C or E, correspond to fads and marketing hype, as are sudden surges in sales of various foods that are said to contain certain vitamins. Vitamin pills are obviously in great demand by a public that also does not demand quality control over them, even as they put them in their mouths. There is no public outcry for proof of the ingredients listed on the packaging, or any call for hard evidence of value and efficacy for health purposes. If claims of vitamins' capacity to cure diseases such as the common cold are not accepted by nearly everyone, then belief that they may prevent the cold is held by the others, though repeated valid studies consistently show neither claim is true. Such has been the effect and the power of advertising in shaping the public mind around vitamins. Though vitamins are associated with food and medicine, unlike actual foods or actual medicinal products, the vitamin supplements are exempt from government oversight. Quality control and the matching of ingredients with label descriptions are only self-regulated by the commercial promoters themselves. No government action occurs at all until the vitamin products are already on the market, and then only if the products are actually causing harm. The creative advertiser is therefore largely free to cite scientific findings inaccurately and inappropriately without fear of correction, and to make claims that are worded as to be believed even if, quote, literally untrue. The only restrictions are against direct and explicit claims to cure or prevent diseases, which any creative copywriter can easily circumvent. With widespread public acceptance of the pseudo-facts about vitamins, presented in bombastic and circuitous verbiage that Jules Henry called parapoetic hyperbole, the advertiser can elegantly construct a nearly impenetrable logic for purchasing vitamins for daily consumption. Merchandisers can demand and obtain exorbitant prices that cannot be evaluated for fairness or validity. When Renberg was forming Nutrilite, the vitamin was arguably the hottest and most commercialized new technology of that period. Vitamin advertising and promotions not only led millions of people to believe they needed to buy and ingest them, but also to change what foods they ate on a daily basis. Many types of foods which had been processed, preserved, colored, and stripped of virtually all nutritional value, after being invisibly infused with synthetic vitamins, were magically converted by advertising into, quote, healthy and, quote, fortified. The, quote, enriched foods, including some items that were unhealthy even before processing, were transformed into, quote, good for you, with an advertised claim that they contained synthetic vitamins. Renberg kept up with the movement, selling vitamin-laced candy and even dispensing a vitamin product called Old Settler in bars to be ingested with alcoholic drinks. The Schlitz Brewing Company in Milwaukee, for example, the nation's largest of that era, launched Schlitz Sunshine Vitamin D beer in 1936, informing the reader, beer is good for you, but Schlitz with Sunshine Vitamin D is extra good for you. The American Medical Association ruefully characterized this period as a gold rush. Between 1931 and 1939, when Renberg launched California Vitamin Company, the market for vitamin sales had already grown from 12 million to about 83 million a year. By 1943, about the time Renberg and Calcote were married, vitamin sales had grown to 180 million, 2.5 billion in today's dollars, with 1 out of 4 Americans already taking vitamin pills. Yet, Nutrilite had been unable to significantly grow or geographically expand beyond the Los Angeles area. In Renberg's latest pursuit of wealth and fame in the California vitamin venture, the market conditions were nearly perfect, as was his timing. Situated in the epicenter of the market, he personally devoted himself to his work to such an extreme that 3 wives left him. Yet as of August 1945, the company's total gross revenue was, quote, just a few $1,000s per month, which had to cover his facilities, all manufacturing costs, supplies and raw materials, salaries, and sales commissions. In the midst of a vitamin sales gold rush, Neutralite was a vitamin still looking for a customer. Pseudo-truth catapulted the invisible and barely understood vitamin into a massive new market. It was insufficient for Neutralite, but it would provide a bridge to a much grander scale of deception in Neutralite's impending future. Subtleties will soon be replaced by what became known as the big lie, and associated infamously at the time with dictatorial propaganda. As Neutralite morphs into multi-level marketing, it will pioneer a distinctly American version of the big lie. Not a government order, but a business opportunity, delivered not sternly, but with a beaming smile. It will promise, quote, wealth beyond imagination.